All right, hello everyone, and welcome to Rise Zion. My name is Seth, and I hope you're all having a very great Sunday. Now, people have been sending me in some more emails, and I just wanted to share with you a juicy rumor that has been floating around out there in the ether. It is just something that I've been hearing now from multiple independent sources, and who knows even if it's true or not. I've personally never heard it from an authoritative source, so of course, as with any rumor, we need to take it with a grain of salt until we can confirm it with authorities. And actually, as I looked into this rumor, many of the only sources talking about it actively are anti-Mormon sources. So it is very possible that this information is not accurate. But I just thought that you guys should be aware of it. And it's also kind of fun to talk about, okay? So, of course, you should just let me know what you guys think in the comments. But here's the letter. Let's just go ahead and read it now. It says, "Hello, my name is blank, and I just found out from my wonderful parents, who I love so much, that there is a pilot program somewhere where the wards are only going to church for 1 hour. I was told that the church is going to focus on building temples. They could fit more wards in the church buildings if we only go for 1 hour. And I don't know if that will happen anywhere. I just know what I was told. Thank you, and sincerely, redacted." All right. Thank you out there for sending me this update. And I just wanted to point out that it is interesting that there is an emphasis on going to the temple in this letter, as President Nelson has been encouraging us to do, which I believe is related to preparing for the second coming. It is interesting and perhaps worthy of discussion a little bit. Now, other websites that have been talking about the same topic say similar things. For example, this commenter on an online forum said, "My wife has been reading rumors of some stakes in America piloting 1 hour church. So far, it's all been, I heard someone who knows someone who is in this ward." But in any case, there's been a few different options being talked about. States rumored to have been participating in this pilot are in Idaho, Utah, and New Mexico. Option 1 is 20-minute sacrament meeting plus 40 minutes of class time. Option 2, 1 hour sacrament meeting, then on every other week, 20-minute sacrament meeting plus 40-minute class times. And option 3 is 20-minute sacrament meeting, then 45-minute Sunday school, followed by 45 minutes of Elders Quorum or Relief Society. Total of 2 hours with this pilot. So again, all of this is just rumor. This person is reaffirming that it is just a rumor, and they are repeating what they've heard. When I first heard this rumor for myself, it was just about 2 months ago or so, and as of right now, I'm just not sure how I feel about it. If we were to go to church for 1 hour, my knee-jerk reaction is that this is just kind of feels like a lowering of standards, just a little bit. And certainly it would be for a lot of people. Of course, I have faith in the apostles and prophets and their guidance. Prior to the pandemic, as you know, they instituted the Come Follow Me manual, an at-home centered approach to gospel learning, which many, including myself, saw as prophetic preparation. Now, during the pandemic, as we studied and took the sacrament in our homes, I felt the Spirit very, very strongly. However, I think that for some people, their experience wasn't the same. How many people simply forgot to do church that week or even to study the scriptures, right? So that leaves me to wonder if this is a real thing that's being considered. And if they actually roll out with this plan, will there be some people who really flourish and do all their studying on their own, on their own time as we're supposed to be doing? I just don't know. And then how many people will be left behind as they just don't do the things, right? I don't know. It certainly is interesting to consider. It's interesting to see over the years how things have certainly changed in the culture once we instituted the 2 hour church. But so far, these are just my thoughts on the subject. I'm inclined not to be in favor of 1 hour church for now. And again, from some of these rumors, it does sound like other things are being tried out. Other people in the comments pointed out that we already are instituting 1 hour church on Easter and Christmas now. And again, the stated purpose of it is to center our worship even more on Jesus Christ. But I wonder how many people actually do that again. Okay, or is that structure needed for some people? I personally have no judgment in my heart for people who do need that structure. As many of you know, I'm self-employed. I do art and graphic design, and that certainly is a different beast altogether than having your own job. When you do have a job, you have a set time you come in at, and then you have a set time that you leave at, and you have traditions and you have a culture, you have this structure. And that structure is immensely important for some people, and I understand that. When you're self-employed, however, you make your own hours. It's just a personality difference, I guess, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with needing that structure. I just hope that we're wise enough as a people to recognize that in ourselves, if it makes sense, right? Know thyself and thy enemy, and you will be victorious in every conflict, right? It's from The Art of War. Anyway, that's all that I have for today. Make sure before you go to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about this 1-hour church idea, this rumor. Our goal is to reach 20,000 subscribers in 3 months in order to surpass the anti-Mormon John DeLynn and his Mormon Stories podcast. And so we can spread these important messages on the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye.